Sports anime is not a genre that I've explored very far. Actually, I've barely even watched any, so Bluelock pretty much became my guinea pig for getting into sports anime because I'm someone who does watch a decent amount of sports but never really cared about how it translates into an anime. I have already talked about Bluelock in the last tier list video, but after that video, I've been keeping up with Bluelock with a couple of my good friends because this anime is one of those rare moments in anime. The more I kept watching it, I actually learned how to watch the show how it's meant to be, if that makes sense. Bluelock is a football or soccer anime. Please don't kill me, I have family. That is extremely goofy. So why do I say it's goofy? And no, it's not because of the bad animation or the story, but because of the tropes. Bluelock is an anime which really just said, let's cramp in as much as shonen tropes into an anime as possible and they'll eat it up. And I can't lie, that's exactly what happened. Bluelock's story is pretty simple. Japan sucks at football in the World Cup, so they need a solution. And the solution is kidnapping thousands of random kids and locking them up in a torture chamber and giving them the order to play football. Well, actually, they were given a formal invitation letter and also given the choice to turn back if they are not interested. So maybe not exactly kidnapping, but pretty crazy training. And here's kind of where I start to think this anime is BS and pretty cringe, which actually still is, but that's part of the charm. It starts off with this extremely strict egghead looking motherfucker giving the most outrageous tasks to the participants of Bluelock, which I'm not going to say here because even that would be a spoiler. But long story short, these guys should pass all these tests and be the last man standing without giving up till the end, and only then they'll have a shot at playing in the Japanese national team. Now that doesn't seem particularly flashy or interesting, right? But Bluelock shines in a department, and that is catering this specific niche to an audience that are hungry for hype moments. And who are those? 12 to 16-year-olds. Bluelock is an anime very much focused for that age group, and there aren't many anime which really hits the mark when you do that. Because according to the way Bluelock does things, if you're gonna go shonen, go completely shonen. Don't hold back. And that is one of the biggest reasons this anime feels too silly to the point sometimes that it's just how it is, and at the end of the day, who doesn't love watching some hype? Now there are obviously exceptions for this exact rule, and sometimes or most of the time it approaches the cringe territory, and Bluelock is not immune to that either. Now all the shonen anime needs to have some sort of power system, or as I would like to call it, gimmick, to keep you hooked on. For example, Demon Slayer got breathing techniques and Hunter x Hunter got Nen. Those are fictional shonen battle animes, and we are obviously expecting some sort of power system to show up sooner or later. But sports anime most of the time doesn't really diverge far from reality, but Bluelock has this power scaling called monsters. Yeah. Monsters are supposed to be this alter ego which suddenly pops up in the middle of the match if you're determined enough. Now the thing is, even Bluelock acknowledges these monsters as just an adrenaline rush of emotions and not as actual powers, because all these characters got powers as different stats. And these so-called monsters aren't really contributing anything, they're just there to show off their resolve. Now that's cool and all, and I do appreciate them pulling some cool shit like monsters once in a while to show that they have peaked performance on the field. But some people could find that part annoying or extremely cool. It actually depends on what your expectations are going into an anime about football, because most of the time Bluelock is not what you thought it was going to be before you start watching it. Animes like Haikyuu or mangas like Slam Dunk are extremely popular, but they've never done something this shonen-y like what Bluelock has done. And I personally think Bluelock has its own charm not every anime provides. If you're someone who loves football and you need a new gen anime to get hooked on, and if you like shonen animes like Demon Slayer, Bluelock should be right up your alley and is an anime that you should consider watching highly. Now personally, I'm more of a motorsports fan, especially F1, and we are getting an anime based on Formula 4 called Overtake, so I'm very much excited for that. And also, if you're an F1 fan who made it to end of this video, then don't forget to stand Kevin Magnussen, and I will see you later.
For next year, and now a pole position. Kevin Magnussen makes history in Formula 1, the first pole position for the Haas F1 team.